This is the Digital Savage Experience Podcast, hosted by Roman Prokopchuk, bringing you all things digital marketing, tech, business, and motivation. What's stopping you from becoming relentless in all aspects of life? Are you ready to become a digital savage? Let's get into today's episode.
Everyone, this is Roman Prokopchuk, and this is the Digital Savage Experience, episode 14, steps to build a custom Alexa skill. So with voice assistants and voice search getting really popular, and basically the future of search and easing everyone's lives, you should be aware and should be thinking about how to build Alexa skills, how to optimize Alexa, Google, Apple, and anything else in terms of having voice assistant capabilities. So I just want to go through some of the steps in terms of designing a custom skill. Step 1, design a voice user interface. Designing an effective voice user interface for your skill is a critical first step that you should do before writing any code. This is the primary way users will interact with your skill. So first, create a flow diagram that maps out how users will interact with the skill. Flow diagram should show the requests users will make and the possible outcomes of those requests. You use this diagram when designing the detailed elements of your interface. The skill is not designed to support screen interfaces, but the user access the skill with Echo Show. The voice interaction will be the same as for the device without a screen, and the user will see the same cards as in the Alexa app. If you, as the developer, want the skill to specifically support Echo Show, then the flow diagram must also include a flow for the screens and their visual and touch elements. Number 2, use the flow diagram to identify the user requests that your skill will handle. These will become intents. Step 3, if your skill is designed to include images, gather the content and share them on a publicly accessible site. Know that the skill icon is uploaded directly to the skill, so that image does not have to be stored publicly. So also, set up the skill in the developer console. So, create a new skill in the developer console. When prompted to choose a model, select the custom model. Use the voice design to build your interaction model. The interaction model refers to your collection of intents, sample utterances, and the dialogue model. The requests your skill can handle are represented as intents. Intents can optionally have arguments called slots. Sample utterances map the intents to the word and phrases users can say to interact with your skill. A dialogue model identifies information your skill requires and the prompts Alexa can use to collect and confirm the information in a conversation with the user. There are 2 different ways to create these components. Use the developer console. This provides an updated console for the entire skill building process, including the interaction model. You can also enter and edit the JSON for the interaction model in the JSON editor. This is useful for pasting in the JSON provided in sample projects. Create JSON for the interaction model and create or update your skill with the Skill Management API or the Ask command line interface. Write and test the code for your skill. Your primary coding task for your skill is to create a service that can accept requests from the Alexa service and send back responses. For the quickest start, create a AWS Lambda function to host the service for your skill. AWS Lambda, Amazon Web Services offering, is a service that lets you run code in the cloud without managing servers. Alternatively, you can build the web service for your skill and host it with any cloud provider. Write the code for your skill. If you are using Lambda, you can code in Node, JavaScript, Java, Python, or C. If you are hosting your skill as a web service, you can use any programming language. In the developer console, update your skill with your endpoint, for instance, the Lambda ARN. Test your skill with a test page or an Alexa-enabled device. Update the metadata about your skill that will appear in the Alexa skill store in the Alexa app. Beta test your skill. This step is optional. Once your skill is finished, you have the option of setting up a beta test for your skill. With the beta test, you can make your skill available to a limited group of testers that you have personally selected rather than to the general public. Submit your skill for certification. When you are ready to make your skill public, submit it for certification. If your skill is currently in a beta test, you can still proceed with certification. To proceed, first test your skill against the submission checklist. The checklist includes the test performed by Amazon's certifications team, so passing all of these tests can speed up the certification process. When you are ready for your skill to be made public and you have ensured that your skill fulfills the requirements on the certification checklist, submit your skill for certification. Once your skill is published, Amazon customers can see it in the Alexa app and choose to use and enable it. You can continue to work on your skill, and it's pretty much encouraged to enhance the features, fixing any problems, and improving the experience for your end users. So basically, that's kind of a general rundown. Like I said, the information is public. So if you have some basic knowledge of Python, JavaScript, JSON, you might want to try this in terms of this being kind of something where you can break into the Amazon Alexa Echo platform and really affect and target users, with more people moving over to voice in general. So I hope it was helpful. You can also find this information in terms of a developer section on Amazon.com and other helpful tips. But if you guys have any questions, I'll be testing this in the next weeks and months in terms of functionality and how I can better optimize it. So I'll be sure to deliver what I've found and my results. Until next time, take care, guys. Have a good one. Bye-bye.
This podcast has been brought to you by Nova Zora Digital. Find out how Nova Zora Digital can help your company grow online. Learn more at novazoradigital.com. Until next time, all you digital savages.